Virtually all the studies of the past 20 years show that the best arrangement is the concept that is known as shared parenting. By shared parenting, we mean that each parent has an equal responsibility in the upbringing of the child. It doesn't have to be 50% of the time. One parent can have a bit more than the other, depending on the circumstances of each family. But there is a cutoff point. And the cutoff point is that the parent who has the least time should have at least 35% of the time, including nights. So in reality, if we look at the science nowadays, for a court to assign a care of arrangement for children, it's actually very easy, because the shared parenting theory has been very much finely developed in research. And the court has to look at the circumstances of the case, whether both parents are capable and willing to take care of the child, and whether, before the separation, both parents were involved in the upbringing of the child. If all of these are present, then it looks at the particular case and it assigns a care arrangement on the basis of this shared parenting model. Unfortunately, in Malta, we still remain very much behind the science in this regard. And the courts still look at issues of childcare with an outdated theory, the theory of primary attachment and secondary attachment. This was a theory that was, current, or that was popular way back in the 70s and 80s, that held that a child develops an attachment with a primary figure, and that primary figure was seen to be the mother. The courts in Malta still see it that way. We have not updated ourselves yet. Even as the world around us is moving to a more shared parenting model, we are a bit laggard in this sense. There has been evolution towards a more equal parenting model. But we're not over the curve yet. We're still very much behind the curve. So the courts in Malta assign a child to a primary parent. The other parent would be seen as a secondary parent that has access to the child. Moreover, the secondary parent then has to pay child maintenance to the primary parent to fund the upbringing of the child. And that is fair enough if you divide things that way. The thing is, in case law, the courts tend to give the primary parent about a third of the secondary parent's salary. So if the secondary parent has a high salary, the primary parent can get child maintenance that's relatively high. It could amount to hundreds of euros every month, which is a lot more than is needed to raise a child. We're talking about a single child. Of course, if there's 2 or 3 more child, then the child maintenance is adjusted, it's increased according to the number of children. Something else has been happening. As we are slowly moving towards the concept of shared parenting, even in Malta, as the secondary parent is getting more time, the parent who doesn't want to be the other parent involved, then now comes up with false allegations of abuse. Because that's the sure way to cut out that parent. Because then investigations kick in, and then investigations, as in everything that has to do with the court, take a long time. So then this becomes part of the problem, that the investigations drag on and on and on. Sometimes they drag on for years. So the parent who is accused of some sort of abuse, which can be sex abuse, which is what happened to me, or it can be another form of abuse. It could be neglect. It could be being violent with the child, corporal punishment. So that parent automatically either loses access to the child or is reduced to supervised access. And then the investigations or court processes take a long time. If the accusation is made to the police, many times the police take the accused to court, because the police, instead of doing thorough investigations, they simply take the accused to court on the basis that they want to let the court decide if the alleged abuse has happened or not. And the court process once again takes years. As those years go on, and the secondary parent or the accused parent loses access or virtually loses access to the child, then the primary parent or the parent who accused the secondary parent, the accusing parent, does another thing. They expose the child to a campaign of disparagement of the accused parent. And this can cause what is known as parental alienation. When parental alienation happens, the relationship between the child and the accused parents breaks down, and the child then the child would not want to see the parent. So as you can see, the system as it is completely broken. And the point of this campaign is to recommend changes in law, institutions, and the way abuse allegations are investigated, so we can move away from this broken system and we can start adopting the more modern, scientifically proven system of having shared parenting. By introducing shared parenting, we can avoid many of these problems. Another benefit of shared parenting, it doesn't only benefit the child, it also benefits the party because it makes litigation less likely. Because parents then, if there's a presumption of shared parenting, parents would not have to battle it out for the child's custody. So this is what we're trying to do with this campaign, trying to change the law, institutions, family court, then the way abuse allegations are investigated.